Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Jim Darr's ToneShifter channel, where we show you how to take any guitar and make it sound and play better. So join me in the Guitar Cabin, our musical sanctuary from day-to-day life, as we explore another really cool guitar project. I'm excited. Let's get to it. Okay, let's take a look at the Guitar Cabin. Today we're going to actually walk through the pickup winding room. The workshop is divided up into three areas: storage, coil winding, and woodworking and repair. Let's take a look at the coil winding room first. This is the room that's dedicated to coil winding. We've got a couple of amps here we use for testing. An original Blues Deluxe. This is a Bassman 10 hidden over in the corner there, and a mid-70s Princeton. But let's take a look at the coil winding equipment. Let's start with the Baki 116, which was originally on a turret machine. I bought it and modified it so it would work as a standalone unit with a speed control and also a start and stop indicator at a certain wind count. Here's a close-up of the winding head and the tailstock. You can see closes. So that's one Baki. Here is another Baki. This one has the speed control on top of the machine that came that way from the factory, and has a mechanical counter down here. The winding head on this one is a little different because it's designed to be used on different pickups. These machines also have a gearing mechanism, so I can adjust for any TPL. I can adjust for any bobbin or coil height width or height, depending upon how you look at it. So let's take a look at another one. This is a Baki 115 with a separate control unit, start stop, and a speed control. I can also do reverse winding with this machine. Let's take a look at the next machine. Well, let's take a look at that. This winding head is a little different. Here's another. This is a Essex 315, which is very similar to the Baki. Again, I've got a motor speed control, a counter station here, and this is set up the same way. So bobbins, let me see if I can show you. Just like that. And the tailstock doesn't actually touch the bobbin. It stays away. There's a gap there, but this allows the machine to function when the bobbin is attached. This is a Syncrofill. It's an Italian machine that is very good for doing prototyping work and working out ideas, because it's very easy to adjust the throw, and it's easy to adjust the turns per layer as well inside. Problem with this is it only spins one way, so it only will go counterclockwise. I'm sorry, it will only go clockwise. Oops, those are some projects that didn't work out, and you're not supposed to see that. So this is basically the winding room, but I wanted to show you the best for last. This is a 1950s George Stevens, very low serial number. This is the type of machine that was used on P90 and even some humbucking pickups in the very early days of the mid 50s. I've got the original motor, the original counter. So let's take a look to our storage room. This is the room I use for kitting. Basically, these are all just the raw parts that I've organized from bulk. It's a good way to keep it organized. Now let's keep going. This is the woodworking room. It's a bit of a mess. Got guitar storage over here. These guitars are in process. I'm not going to show you this room in detail, but I did want to show you a couple of winders here. These are several Baki 115s that I've gotten that I use for parts. This one's ready to go should I need it. This one just needs a cotter pin for the motor mount and is ready to go. And then this is our parts donor. Got a couple extra motors here. Now what's interesting, this was my original coil winder. This is a Calico Model W, very early. Variac speed control. Can only wind counterclockwise and has a counter on it that's a dial counter, which is a clipper counter. Winding with this machine and the George Stevens machine was difficult in order to get your turn count right because the dial counters only went up to a certain number and then you had to add on to it. I've got another Calico machine right here. This is a Model U. This is set up now to only turn counterclockwise. Here's the reset counter on it. And this machine is currently set up to wind S style. There's a speed control down here, if you can see that. And this uses a yoke and cam system. Let me get this door open for you. Oops, sorry. So you can see the cam set up there. That's the cam. These are the gears that determine the TPL. Now, one of the great things about having so many winders is that once I come up with a formula that I really like, I can dedicate each machine for a particular style pickup, a different wind configuration, without having to do a lot of changing. I've collected these winders for over 20 years and bought some of them very inexpensively, but obviously I had to set them up with the control units to have the start and stop count winds, when to slow down, as well as the speed controls for the motors themselves. Some of them are factory original and some of them have been, modified by me along the way. Now here's a look at another Baki winding a S-style pickup. This machine is dedicated to that and produces excellent results in my opinion, and hopefully in those that have actually gotten the pickups. There's a speed control on top with the control unit on the bottom counting. It's a great machine. They're very heavy, but they certainly do the job. Now, although I've got some decent equipment, it's really just a hobby for me. It's something that I enjoy doing. I enjoy coming up with different formulas to help a guitarist to achieve the sound that they want, but it's not something that I've ever really seriously considered doing for a living. But you know, I certainly could make a try at it if that were to come up someday. Now, let's take a look at wax potting now. I use a combination of paraffin canning wax and beeswax, and I have a old electric skillet that I fixed the temperature not to go above 150 Fahrenheit, and that actually allows me to put a cover on it to keep the dust and stuff out of the wax when it solidifies after it's being used. So we put the pickups in and shake them around, shake them all over town until the bubbles stop coming out. Now it's interesting, if you take a volt ohm meter to measure the resistance, when the pickup is actually in the wax pot and the internal coils are getting hot in the middle, the resistance will go up. And conversely, when it cools down, it'll go down. It's an interesting phenomena. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comment section, and I'll do my best to try to get you an accurate, quick answer. Until next time, be safe, be kind, and have fun. Enjoy.